Hey guys, welcome back. This video is going to be about price action trading, and I'm excited to have you here because this video is going to be the first video of your starting journey towards price action trading. Some of you guys must be new here, must be just starting their trading journey, and some of you guys are already experienced and maybe have some experience over price action trading. But I am developing this course in a way where it's easy to understand, and most importantly, you don't need to buy a course or go anywhere else to understand what the market is. I want to teach you guys the core concepts of trading and understanding the charts, because all these indicators and everything, how are they formed? They are formed through candles, right? So all these candles which are already formed, which you use for trading in a naked way, is used by these indicators to form a data and represent it differently. Okay. So what I want you to understand is you don't need to rely on these indicators or oscillators. Okay, what they do is they overload you with too much information. Okay, by the end of this video you will completely understand what price action trading is and why most of the successful traders use price action trading and they completely rely on it, and why you don't need anything else to become consistently profitable. So what exactly is price action trading? So price action trading is, as I said, it's all about candles and support and resistance and maybe trends and other stuff which you see on the charts without the indicators. Okay. Right now we have this USD JPY open. We have a lot of information printed on the chart already, right? So for example, we can see this area is acting as a support. This area has already acted as a support several times. And now when there was a push towards downside, it came back up and you can see that it just used this area as a support and then pushed up further. So you don't need any indicators to look at this information. For example, let's say we use indicators, right? We have, let's say, this RSI. I have already added this stuff. Just open it. RSI, we have this here, we have this here. Then we have Bollinger Bands, and then we have an EMA of 200. I have seen people with more indicators on their charts, but do you see how confusing it is? It is not easy to understand what's happening. A lot of people see what this information is like. They see a sell right here because it's hitting the top on the Bollinger Band. But what happened next? Their stop loss gets hit again, even after pushing the price right here, right? But a trader, a price action trader, would have caught a trade like this. Like they can see that this price has reached support, okay, and has given a morning star pattern showing reversal, right? And all they need at this point is to buy. So, in my course, I'll teach you how to take trades like this without relying on indicators completely. I do use EMAs sometimes, but that's very rare. I never use it for analysis or anything. I just use it for, let's say, when we are trading on gold. Gold sometimes makes a lot of higher high, and there is no support or resistance available to us. At this point, I rely on EMA lines to get support as well as resistance. Okay. So that is one of the points. I can show you an example as well. So let's say we have XAU USD. Okay. XAE USD, this is 15 minutes. So of course, we see some support and everything, but I am a swing trader. I never do scalping. And the reason behind it is there is a fact behind it actually. Like scalp traders are the ones who blow most of the accounts. Okay. And swing traders are considered the most successful ones. Reason being, we rely on higher time frame trends rather than smaller time frame trends, and our stop loss are not as tight as the scalpers. We can wait for 1 week and sometimes even 2 weeks for our trades to reach our target. And that is completely fine. This also improves our psychology as well as teaches us patience, right? So let's say we have this on 1 hour. Now let me enable this indicators, which is EMA. Okay. Right now, when there is too many indicators, it's not so beautiful to look. So let's just remove EMA 20. So at this point, this is just my strategy. I do price action trading, but at such occasions, I do use EMAs. Okay, just to find out support levels. For example, EMAs are one of the simplest indicators, like they are formed live. So EMAs act as a support or a resistance where you will find a lot of buyers and institutions coming in and buying from right the EMAs. So it's good to use EMAs when higher highs forming and you can't find structures, right? Sometimes I also use it to find resistance. even when structures are there. But that's the only thing I use, and I mostly rely on what kind of candles are getting printed and how the price action is looking. Okay, that's one point cleared. Now, what are the problems with indicator based trading? Okay, so what happens is when you have a lot of indicators, what you do is you overload yourself with too much information. Okay, some people use three indicators, some people use four indicators. They have to wait for things to align on the indicators, and then they get the buy signals and the sell signals. And sometimes this entry is too late for them to enter. On the other hand, for price action traders, they see candles printing live and they see what they need to do based on what kind of candle has formed. Every candle shows emotions of buyers, sellers, as well as the institutions. So, mainly candle patterns is something which we rely on. We also rely on the support and resistance lines. We rely on the trend lines. That's what we draw on the chart. For example, I have so many other charts. For example, in this week's analysis, I have price action like this. Let's disable the EMA. Now, this is what I had predicted earlier for the previous week, and it is something similar what the price did. It did open very high, but it came down and then moved up. Now, understand this. This is daily support and resistance levels, right? Daily support and resistance levels. And how we trade is we just see what kind of price action is going to happen. We see that when the price came down here from near the resistance level, what happened is price moved up, came back to support to move back further, right? So my analysis for this week is as simple as that. Price to come back again here, and I'm going to buy from around here. And my target is this, which is easy 1:4. So price action trading is simple as that. You don't have to rely on indicators. It's naked price action, and it's very simple to understand. The thing is, people don't understand trading is the most simplest thing to do. The only problem is psychology. Psychology is what makes you fail as a trader. So we will also cover psychology in this course, and I'm going to talk you through about every question that has failed me, every thought that has failed me, and every moment I was in, which made me took revenge trades and sometimes trades which are not ready yet. Okay, so we'll deep dive into these things, and I'll teach you everything I know over this. The thing is, a lot of traders, a lot of people, mainly influencers these days, what they do is they are selling you dreams, but the problem is they are not fulfilling those dreams. Some of the people get successful, of course, but majority of the people fail. Common statistics is 90% of the traders fail. And I don't want you guys to be one of them. I want majority of my students to pass, and I'm going to help a lot of people. Later on, I'll build a community and everything, and I will try to answer people one on one and clear their doubts and help them in psychology as much as I can. And why I'm doing this? The simple reason is I'll tell you one thing: trading can't be your primary source of income. Okay. Even though you are successful, even though you have been getting a lot of money out of it, you can buy a car and everything, but trading still can't be your primary source of income. Once you make it your primary source of income, the pressure of paying rent and your bills is going to make you fail and blow your accounts. Okay. So this is what I am doing. I am trying to create multiple sources of income right now. And this is why I've started this channel. And this is why I'm also doing this course. So anyway, this course is completely free for you. You don't have to worry about how I'm going to earn and what I'm going to do. My goal here is to not sell you anything for the education stuff. Is going to be for free unless I do a boot camp where people want to learn personally with me and want me answer live questions about their doubts. So that is completely different. But everything I know is going to be there on YouTube. So again, back here, now you know why price action trading is better than indicator based trading. You don't have to wait for the information to come after the price has moved far away from your entry. Okay. The most important thing is your charts always look clean when you have no indicators or very few indicators. Okay. So let's recap this first. Price action trading is reading pure price action, reading the candles, reading the patterns, reading the chart, reading the support lines, and all this stuff. No indicators, right? Second, naked charts are superior because they provide clarity, they provide speed, they provide reliability. And the thing is, for example, a price action trader would understand that this is a support line, this is a support line, and we want the price to come here, and mostly it's going to reverse from right here. On the other hand, the indicator based trader would come here and see that my indicators are not aligned, and so they will wait for it, and maybe it will be too late for them, right? So of course the price might not reverse from here, and it might not happen at all. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to wait for any structure to happen here. A lot of times we rely on structure, and sometimes I take trade based on experience, right? For example, last week I took trade which is on GBP USD, okay, and I took an entry right here without thinking anything. I just put a sell limit right here with a very small stop loss, covering everything, like all the price actions around here. Look at this. Look at the price action. I just covered this, and you shouldn't try this because I am doing this with experience. I know when the odds are not going to be with me, and my hit ratio and the times I have been successful is far way higher than the times I have failed. And this trade went on to 1 is to 4. Actually, in fact, 1 is to 6, right? So I know when to take this kind of trades. You shouldn't try this until you have done the complete course. I am going to teach you all of this stuff as well, where you don't have to wait for any kind of price action and when you can take trades like this. Okay. So that's second why price action is superior, because I have support and resistance lines and I know what kind of price action I can expect and what are the odds of that price action to happen. Third, every price action is driven by human psychology. It's greed, it's fear, and it's hope. When you understand these feelings, you can anticipate market forces. Fourth, now here's your practice assignment. What I want you to do is, I want you to clean up your charts and every day, every 30 minutes, try to find patterns in the market. Okay. For example, I'll show you one pattern which is very common in XAU USD and JPY pairs. And sometimes it shows up on a lot of other pairs as well. A lot of people already know about this. It's called equal highs and equal lows. Let me show you. Wait. I don't see it here, but I'll show you what exactly it looks like. Okay. So what happens is one of the patterns you will encounter a lot of times in different charts is something like this. For example, your market is making structures like this. Okay. They have a lot of structures like this. Yes. Touching equal lows, making equal highs, sometimes doing a little push towards upside, fake breakouts, and then coming back and doing this. And then one time it goes completely down. Okay, it gives a really deep retracement and then pushes up back, only to give you another support right here. Okay, and now when this has happened, a lot of times the market has done something like this. When you see a pattern like this, understand this. When you are around here, you might see a buy coming. Okay. And also, if it's a range on time frames like daily, it's very easy to enter on support. These lines are support, and it's when the candles are daily, a lot of candles going up, a lot of candles going down. You can easily trade based on price action. The market doesn't need to have a trend. You can easily get 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3. That is enough. 1 is to 4, that is more than enough actually, 1 is to 4. But these trades, if they are giving you more than 1 is to 2 or minimum 1 is to 2, it's okay to be inside a range based trade. And I think it's one of the best because the prices are hitting resistance, and you once have a clear support lines and the liquidity levels, you can have a stop loss based on the previous lowest liquidity levels. And that is one of the easiest trades. So this is one bonus thing for you. I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll talk more in detail about price action trading. I don't know what exactly the topic is going to be, but I'll be making it tomorrow. So you'll have the video very soon. Until next time, so make sure you subscribe first of all. Every Sunday I do weekly analysis so you can see what my thoughts are. I want you to watch these videos, even the videos which I have already posted. Reason being, there is a lot of education for you in those videos itself. Okay, you don't need to just watch the course. You should also see my weekly analysis videos, and it is mainly because how I make decisions and how trades are happening. That is, I predict those movements, and every week on Telegram. I also give updates, so you can also join the Telegram. I'll put the link in the description. It's also available in the bio. If you want some personal touch over what I do during the week, I am also available on Instagram. I'll put the link in description for that as well. So until next time, thank you for watching.